as your friends and family who love you and are here for you today, this is our big send-off to you as you start your marriage. When life gets confusing like that, we're going to be here for you. We're going to pray for you. We're going to encourage you. And we're going to remind you that you just need to focus on each other. Rich and Jane.
Rich and Jane.
Richard and Jane.
Richard and Jane.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
A few years ago, Rich and I were talking on the phone, and he talked about a girl. I know, it still surprises me to this day. After hearing about Jane, all the wonderful things, which all are true, there was really two reasons I knew that Jane was special. Number one, she turned Rich into a dog dad. And number two, and probably most importantly, Rich has a thing for cardiothoracic surgeons. So, it really was a match made in heaven.
All right, do I turn around now? Perfect.
Oh, you went with the top.
You look so cute.
Okay.
Did I get lipstick on me now?
No, I already smooched.
I like your
Lillian.
dress.
Thank you. It's got
Yeah.
little pockets on this side.
What?
And on this
And that side, but they're not functional.
Jane, you bring out a side of Rich, this bubbly, fun personality that really we only usually got to see when our best friend Jack Daniels came to visit. And I know this from my marriage, that finding that person that brings out the best in you is so important. My wife brings out the best in me every day. Thank you so much for being that person for Rich. You really do bring out the best side of him.
I can't believe this day has finally come. Neither one of us believed in long engagements, but look at us now.
For those of you who may not have met my father, Steve, one of my favorite Steve quotes comes from this short story. I called my dad on the way home from work one day, and after reviewing important world events such as the prior Bears game, I asked him, "What's Mom spoiling you with dinner tonight?" His response, "Treat it appropriately, son, treat it appropriately." Jane, I promise to love you, cherish you, and treat you appropriately with all of my heart.
I am incredibly lucky to be marrying you. Everyone who meets you says you are the nicest guy in the world, and they are right. That was one of the reasons I fell for you. You are a genuinely wonderful and kind human being. You lead by example with your humility and integrity.
Rich, in the presence of these witnesses, will you take Jane to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, and protect her in sickness and health? And will you stand by Jane faithfully and cherish her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Jane, will you take Rich to be your husband? Do you promise to love, honor, and protect him in sickness and in health? Will you stand by Rich faithfully and cherish him as long as you both shall live?
I do. Being with you inspires me to be kinder, more patient, more thoughtful, and more curious. I am so excited to build a life together with you. I look forward to seeing how our next chapter together unfolds, and I know that we will embrace whatever adventures await us as a united front. Rich, I both love you and like you very much. Yes, there is a difference. You are an amazing friend and dog dad, and I cannot wait to call you my husband as well.
Family and friends, may I be the first to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
Rich, watching you set a goal for yourself and do everything you can to get there is nothing short of inspiring to me. Your path wasn't easy. It was hard, but you put your head down, you didn't complain, and you became extremely successful. Everybody here that knows you, everybody out in the crowd, is so proud of the person you are and have nothing but admiration for the path you took to get here. So thank you very much for being that inspiration.
I'd like to welcome you. This is a special evening for Richard and Jane. This is a couple, obviously, that loves each other. It's evident in how they look at each other, their vows this evening. It just shows, at least to me personally, that they're really committed to each other. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes over the next, hopefully, 40, 50, 60 years. 70. Most of you aren't aware of this, but my mother and father got married today 67 years ago. That is an unbelievable accomplishment.
I've always been one who tends to move at my own pace. Some say that may be a slower pace, such as being the last to finish a dinner or waiting a few months, maybe closer to a year, to get the courage to ask you on a date. Maybe it's been 3-ish years of engagement prior to our wedding day. At least the last one I can partly blame on a global pandemic. I think why I may appear to move slowly through these things is that I'm enjoying them and want them to last. I look forward to making each Taco Tuesday, each date night, and each walk with Magellan with you last for the rest of our lives. One of Jane and I's first dates actually did involve the Cubs. I was on call in the ICU and can't exactly remember how many patients were there, but I knew that one of the rooms was empty, and Jane brought me food and we watched Game 7 in ICU bed 14. But yeah, it's been amazing. I want to thank everyone for coming. We're truly blessed to have everybody show up and enjoy this day with us. Thank you very much. Woo!
This is what it feels like at the top.